Good evening, YouTube family. So today I decided to do a video to show the benefit, or one of the benefits, of constantly interacting with your snakes, specifically the larger snakes. So I'm going to demonstrate this with one of my reticulated pythons, starting with, actually I probably do it with two. So I'm going to start with the tiger pod, which reputation wise in the retic world, tiger pods have not so good of a reputation. They're known to be a little bit more temperamental, and they're also known to be a little bit more defensive. But I worked with my tiger pod since he was a baby, a small baby. He's still a baby, but a smaller baby. He's over a year now. And I'm going to show you guys how I can actually engage with him without even using the hook. So stay tuned. And the other thing is that this tiger pod is about to go into shed. Let me give a disclaimer. I would not suggest doing this with a reticulated python who's in shed. He's not fully in shed yet, but we're going to. So you see instantly, right now, he's responding, he's reactive. Normally I would use the hook to turn off what we call the feed and response. But he's going to turn his own response off. So I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna watch his body language. As you can see, we're engaging, even though he's just sitting here. And what I'm gonna wait for him to do is for Mystical to realize that this is not a food opportunity, and this is mommy, and we're going to actually pick Mystical up. So I'm gonna move this. And what I'm gonna do right now is touch Mystical slightly on his back. Try to lift him a little. And guys, my son is in the other room, so if anything went wrong, Michael is in the other room. Let's talk about that. Always be safe. But as you can see, I was able to pick up my tiger pod without ever turning off of his food response. Now he's got to get his tail off of here. Okay. And this happens from constantly engaging with him. He knows now the difference of how I approach the cage. And some of y'all heard in previous videos where I talk about how I feed my animals. Typically, Mystical is fed from that side of his enclosure. So the first clue for him that this is not a feeding opportunity is that mommy is not on that side of an enclosure. But second thing I did was I sat and I watched his body language. I gave him time to come out and realize that it wasn't a food opportunity, and then engaged with him. And this is the relationship I have with all of my reticulated pythons who is 6 months old or older. You have to know your animals too. So right down here in the second enclosure, he's in shed, he wants to go back in. In the second enclosure is my golden child. She's in full shed. And I'm not stupid. I do not deal with her in full shed. Now, if I had to, I would. Like, if I had to, but I would definitely use a hook. Secondly, typically, you want to go back in, baby? Secondly, typically, what I would do with her is, if she wasn't in shed, same thing. We open her enclosure, let her stick her head out and take her out. She actually is easy to turn off her food response because she's older than some of the other ones. Typically, he likes to be out, but like I said, he's in blue. And it's okay. It's okay, baby. So I'm going to do this again using my Motley Machino. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, so the camera is positioned on my Motley Machino. I'm going to take my slides off. Get down on my knees. Still in my work clothes because I'm just getting in, but I'm gonna do the same demonstration with my Motley Mochino, who is a larger reticulated python, slightly older than the tiger pod. But I'm gonna do the same thing. And he's literally right on the glass, so I got to be careful. Come on. I'm actually moving him with the glass right now, which is not good. So I'm gonna wait until he realizes that he is on the glass. I'm gonna try to push back this way a little bit so I'm not hurting him. So he's moving around his water bowl. Should be coming out to the other side, as you can see. And once he gets closer to here, actually, Michael, we gotta move his thing back. Move his tub back a little bit. So guys, I'm coming this way just to move his tub back a little bit to give him more space away from this glass. There we go. He figured it out on his own pretty much. But now that he's coming this way, I'll take him out from this way. And I know I have on a skirt crawling on the floor, hoping not exposing myself. I can try to do that. All right. So I got his glass open. He's coming to the other side right now because that's the side we normally take him out of. But we don't want to do that. When I'm going to come out on this side, I'm going to sit here and have him come back around because I want to turn off his feeding response so he can feel me. But what I want to do is to get him here, here, and here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but as you can see, even with the struggle, his feeding response is turned off. Now, I want y'all to notice that his feed response turned off quicker than the response of my tiger pod. And that's because he's older, so we've been practicing this much longer. I'm going to do is lift him up a little bit and stand up so y'all can see him. Bear with me. He's heavy. Oh, no, I'm okay. So, here's my Motley Mochino that we took out also without using a hook. Now, let me say this. You have to know your reptiles to use this method. You have to also know their temperaments at different stages. And he wants to go down and play. So, if y'all can see, let me show you what I do for leg exercise sometimes. I'm lifting my leg. I do this with my retics. They can climb and I can get some leg work out of it. Enjoy these animals. They're not what people say they are. And he's really heavy. So I'm gonna let him get down on the ground a little bit. And you can see he knows where he's going. He's going to go into the other room, guys, just so you know. And he'll come around, pretty much roam the house. But yeah, just want to do that quick video to show you that yes, you don't always need a hook for your reticulated pythons. Hook training is good to start them with. And hook training is good, period. Let me say that. I don't want anyone to take this video and think that you should not use a hook. That's not what I'm saying. I'm showing you that you can build relationships with your reticulated pythons that are so solid. They know the difference between I'm about to be handled by my mommy or daddy, or it's a food opportunity. Both of these I showed you have a strong feeding response. If I'm approaching them with a rat or a rabbit, they ready. But they typically know what I do shows them what they should do. So they normally react off of me. Example, when I'm getting ready to feed them, I never touch them. When it's a food opportunity, I never put my hands on them. Even if I have to move them for whatever reason, I use the hook to like lift them to another direction, or a hemostat. This is the hemostat that I use for my larger reticulated pythons. And then for the medium-sized ones, I use this one. And for the smaller ones, and these are the ones that are a year younger, I use these to feed them. So they never feel me touch them if it's a food opportunity. The next thing they're gonna feel when I slide these glasses over is the food they're gonna eat. So again, being very meticulous on what you do, how you engage with them, creating that repetition teaches them a lot at a younger age. So it starts when you first get them as babies. My youngest reticulated python came to me at 2 months old. My oldest came to me at 4 or 5 months old. And from the moment I get them, I start to build a relationship that I want to have with them. So just a quick demonstration. It's possible. They're not the monsters that they're made out to be. You have to know them, and you have to spend a lot of time with them. I spent a lot of time with my snakes, not just the retics, but particularly the retics, because they are so intelligent. I want to build and instill in them those building blocks that allows them to grow larger, but consistently softer with me. So there you have it. Have a great day.